Yo, it's me, it's the SEOTT. Welcome to Scotty R, where it's so dark you can't fucking see anything. Today, I'm going to review Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. Yeah, imagine trying to watch. Okay, hold on. I was trying to make it as dark as I could, but let me hold on. Let me turn up. There's the light. Put it back up. Try to be funny. It's one of the few things I don't like about this movie is that it's so dark. It's Alien vs. Predator Requiem, AVPR, takes place right after the events of the first film. Yeah, because we see the Predator alien, as they call it in this one, burst out of the other Predator, and it takes over his ship, comes back to Earth, and yeah, so this movie takes place in 2004. And the aliens, the Predator alien, which has a bunch of alien embryos, become the face huggers or whatever they're called, and they land on Earth and they attack a guy and his son, his child son. And you get to see the Chestbursters come out later and stuff. It's kind of cool. Look, I'm going to defend this movie because, okay, so my defense for this starts with this. Everyone bitched and complained because, Alien vs. Predator is PG-13, it shouldn't be PG-13. It needs to be rated R. So you got a rated R film, and you still bitched. Now, not to say I don't understand some of your criticisms. It's too dark, except for in the climax, during the rain, when no power is on, somehow there's more light there. And some of the character development doesn't make any sense. Like our main character, Jesse. No, that's the female. Our main character, Ricky, his character development is that he has a crush on this girl, and he wants to be with her. They get close to being together, but are stopped by her ex-boyfriend. Then the aliens and predators show up. Then they kill the girl. So all that character development they built up at this point goes nowhere because they just said, let's kill her. And then it looks like, and then you see an alien tail, or a xenomorph tail go through him. Oh, he's dead too. Okay. No, he survives to the end, and it's shown to us that he's going to survive, even though the actor passed away. Sadly, may he rest in peace, Johnny Lewis. He was on Drake and Josh, that's how I remember when I first watched it. I'm like, hey, that's the stupid guy from Drake and Josh. He was in, like, the first season, I think. But yeah, But what I'm going to defend on is that there is a little more grotesque stuff in this. There's more slimy aliens. There's more gore. And there's ho. Don't criticize me for this. There's a scene in which the xenomorphs invade a maternity ward, and they shove xenomorph eggs down pregnant woman's throat, and you see a bunch of freaking chestbursters burst out of their pregnant bellies. I'm sorry, but that's awesome. That is awesome. I'm sorry. I would not want that to happen to a pregnant woman in real life, but to see it on screen like that is awesome. I'm sorry, but it is. The first time I saw it, I'm like, oh, shit. Because I was at my mom's house. I was living with her when I first watched it. I didn't want to say that out loud. And if I yelled out, oh, shit! And in my mom's house, she'd be like, what'd you say? I'm like, well, I'm 20 years old. Leave me alone. No, I'm just saying. I didn't like swearing around my folks. My grandma was the one I really don't like. I didn't like swearing around. But anyway, yeah. And I actually like some of the characters in this one, where I could give a shit about the characters in the previous one. They have families. We never met them. Here, we meet a woman who's coming home from her, from the service. She sees her husband and her daughter, and they don't get along because she's been away. And so there's no really connection with that. She's used to her dad. But then the dad gets pulled out the fucking window by a xenomorph. So now they have to bond. And by the end of the film, they're bonded. You get, like I said, the character development with Ricky and the girlfriend has kind of gone away. But there's another character development in this that also works that I just realized, I just remembered. I didn't think about it. But character development with his girlfriend, I didn't go anywhere. But there's also character development with his brother. His brother just got released from prison. He's kind of bumming around with the sheriff, which is weird because you're an ex-convict. You're bumming around with the sheriff. As soon as this stuff starts happening, he's bumming around with the sheriff. He's, doing things, helping with the investigation, which he's technically a civilian, so he shouldn't be along, but I guess the sheriff trusts him. Sheriff dies, by the way. We'll get to that. That's one of the things I don't like. We'll get to that. Not just the sheriff, but we'll get to that. And by the end of the film, the brothers are brothers again, where they were at odds when Ricky walks through the window. Yeah, he comes home from delivering pizza and goes through the window. I don't know. So, what other things don't I like? Well, there's this whole subplot with Ricky's keys that were thrown down. So, Ricky is a pizza delivery guy. And he delivers the pizzas to Jesse's house, where her douche boyfriend, played by David Petco, who plays a douche in every movie that he's in, basically. Final Destination, this, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. He's a douche. And somehow, a teenager in all three of them? At least in the last two I mentioned. Which is weird. Anyway, after he goes in and he talks to Jesse and stuff, and he delivers the pizzas, Douche Boy and his friends come out, beat the shit out of him, punch him in the face or whatever, throw his keys down to the sewer. So when he comes home, when Ricky comes home, he goes through the window, some reason, and his brother is there. His brother's name is Dallas. Dallas, that's a callback to the original Alien. Funny, that was the only callback. Yeah. If only that was the only callback that they used for a previous movie in this. Like I said, there's a couple things that get me going. So, they go down to the sewers to look for the keys. Little Chestburster thing, just moving around. And then they're like, oh, it's just a rat. And then they find the skin, Dallas finds the skin. And they're like, let's get out of here. He's found his keys and he needs help to reach them. Just like, nah, let's get out of here. So going down to the sewer to get his keys did nothing except for to show that there's Chestbursters down there. Even though we already know that because we saw the facehuggers go down there and attack the homeless people. So we know there's Chestbursters down there. You didn't need to have some ridiculous, nonsensical scene showing us they were down there. We already knew they were down there. Just saying. Now, remember I mentioned in my previous review that how are they going to cover this up? Well, there's a couple ways they do it, actually. The Predator actually has this blue gunk that he pours on stuff, which creates a little wormhole, which would technically wipe out existence, but doesn't. And sucks, ships and evidence into it. That's one thing. Another thing, the military bombs the fuck out of the town. Yep, that's their solution. Oh, I hate that in movies. I hate that in movies. The military solution is just to bomb everything. How is that going to solve anything? Yeah, people will be dead. But you can't live in that town anymore. Yeah, what you are aiming to destroy will be dead. But you're also going to kill people. Especially since they explicitly tell everyone to go to the center of town. Why would you do that? I understand you want to kill the creatures, but why would you kill innocent people? Now, true, they could have a chestburster inside them, but here's the thing. military shouldn't even know what a chestburster is. They have not come in contact with anything like that. They should not know what alien can and can't do, because as far as we know, it's only been a couple days since the first film, and that's another thing that's inconsistent is the connection to the first film. Because if this takes place right after the first one, that first film took place on October 10th, 2004. But there was a line of dialogue from Doucheboy that says, "Oh, I thought when Ricky walks in his pizza boy uniform, he says, I thought Halloween was in October." Well, yeah, because it technically is October, you idiot. Either Doucheboy's real stupid, which is possible, or the screenwriters or the people who wrote this film forgot the first film took place in October, which is also possible. So, yeah, my problems with the finale of this film are that they decide to bomb everything. It's totally... I understand, like I said, but the military wasn't around enough to know. Maybe they saw the waitress, maybe they saw the pregnant woman, I don't know. But possibly they would know that there could be chestbursters. But is that really worth the chance of killing innocent people? Because I guarantee you, out of all the people that were in the center of that town, 95%, maybe 99.9% were innocent people. Because most of the xenomorph predator action was limited to that hospital. And yeah, they blew that up too. But to drop a bomb on the whole town and kill a bunch of innocent people is bullshit. And even if one person survived, that's not the end of anything. You just wait till the chestburster comes out. One person is dead one person is dead instead of 50 to 1,500 or whoever lives in that town. And one person is dead instead, and you just kill the xenomorph when it comes out. That's all. You don't bomb a whole town. Remember how I mentioned callbacks? Originals? Well, they decide to take a medical helicopter out of the town. So guess what Dallas says? Get to the chopper. That's how he says it too. Get to the chopper. Not get to the chopper. Do it, go now. No, get to the chopper. Like he's from New York or something. Get to the chopper. Every time I hear him say that, you took one of the best lines from the original Predator. You give it to some guy who, I know he's been in prison, but he ain't tough. This dude has done nothing but sulk around since the beginning of the film, and now all of a sudden he thinks he's a badass. I'm sorry, but the military woman I would trust to lead more than him. And then we get a stinger after they crash land, because the nuke causes them to crash, which means that they would be hit with radiation poisoning, but beyond that, they are immediately stopped by the military, in which, good old Dallas says, you just bombed the city, you just killed everyone. And, typical military response. Gotta do what we had to do. And Dallas just like, okay. Hands him over the alien blaster, the Predator blaster, whatever. Whatever that the thing is, that he has. Okay. So, before I go on to the stinger at the end of this, because this is one of the things that I kind of wish that we continued with, but there is a complaint. Before I get into that, like I said, the final battle between Predator and the Predator alien on the roof is probably the most well-lit alien Predator thing in this film. Everything in this film is so freaking dark. Even when a guy goes to light his cigarette, the light on the lighter doesn't illuminate anything. It's And even to a point that Predator blood, which we know can glow in the fucking dark from the first one, doesn't even glow that much. You can barely see it. You know, I had to shut my blinds, shut the curtains, just so I could see this in the living room because it's so freaking dark. But that final battle on top of the roof between the Predator and Alien is pretty cool because you can actually see it. Other stuff, it's really hard for you to see because it's so freaking dark. So, with that in mind, let's talk about the Stinger. The Stinger has government guy bring the gun, the Predator gun, to someone, and he says, "Here you go, Miss Yutani." So like Wayland Yutani, you know. But here's the problem. You can't fucking see her. She turns, and it's so fucking dark. Even though there's light coming through the goddamn window, her face is so dark, you can't see it. So it's like, Miss Yutani, but is that a man? Is that a woman? Dog? What are you? We can't see because it's so freaking dark. Whose idea was to make this movie dark as hell? I understand. We said we wanted a darker film. We meant the tone, not the cinematography. You idiots. It's like they took our criticism. Oh, we want more gore. Okay. We want rated R. Alright. You want it darker. Okay. Where'd it go? We want it darker. Okay. There you go. Darker. That's not what we meant. Okay? That's not what we meant at all. We meant a darker tone, but you took darker too literally. So my biggest problems with the movie are, it's too dark. They decided to bomb everything, which is never a good solution. And half of the character development for who's supposed to be our main character is shown out the window just because they wanted to kill the girl. Subvert our expectations. Basically is what they did. They wanted a shocking death. And love interest never die. Well, dead. You know? Otherwise, I don't mind this film. I sometimes actually prefer to watch this one over Alien vs. Predator because at least it's rated R. At least there's some gore when you can see it. And I don't mind watching movies in the dark, to be honest. It's always that ending with the nuke that throws me off. But other than that, it's not bad. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because, hey, it's my show. No, I actually like this movie, so it's going to get a 7. And with that, I have finished my Alien vs. Predator franchise reviews. I'm going to do the ranking maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, probably tonight. And then I'll be done with this franchise. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one. Also, what are your thoughts on AVPR? Let me know.